6:45. And this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The government has set up a monitoring mechanism to ensure strict adherence to the ongoing home quarantine process. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll climbs to 99. 553 new cases reported yesterday, increasing the total to 22,028. Ministry of Defence and Technology comes under the purview of the President. Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will arrive in Colombo today. The decision to conduct the GCE ordinary level examination will be taken within the next 10 days. Huge crowds bid farewell to Diego Maradona as Argentina grieves. And those are the headlines. The President's Media Division says that a monitoring mechanism has been devised to ensure strict adherence to the ongoing home quarantine process for the contacts of the infected persons, introduced as a measure to contain the COVID-19 pandemic. The responsibility of monitoring is entrusted with a team of field officers. The team comprises economic development officers, agriculture research and production assistants, Samurdhi development officers, family health services officers, Gram and Niladaris, public health inspectors and police officers. 14-day mandatory home quarantine for the contacts of the coronavirus-infected persons is a very important step introduced by the government under the advice of health authorities. Each official of the monitoring team will monitor the process by visiting quarantine homes as assigned in the days of week. The officers should ensure that the residents are present in their houses, and they are also required to investigate any complaints from any party. All officers are obliged to protect the privacy and confidentiality of the infected persons and their contacts. They should also pay attention to the cleanliness of the residences and the presence of the persons suffering from other illness, elderly and differently able persons. If a member of the quarantine family becomes infected during the quarantine period, the other members too will have to be quarantined for a further 14 days. Whenever a home quarantine commences, the public health inspector of the area should immediately notify the relevant Grama Niladari. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 3 more deaths of COVID-19 infected persons, increasing the total number of coronavirus deaths in the country to 99. One of the deceased is an 87-year-old male from Colombo 8 who passed away at the Colombo National Hospital yesterday. The cause of the death is cited as the bacteria infection with the COVID-19 infection and chronic lung disease. An 80-year-old resident of Bambalapitiya who was receiving treatment at the Mullaeriyawa Base Hospital after being identified as a COVID-19 patient had passed away on November 15th. The cause of the death is reported as high blood pressure, pneumonia and a heart attack caused by COVID-19 infection. The other is a 73-year-old woman from Paliagoda who had passed away at the Colombo National Hospital on November 23rd. The cause of the death is cited as high blood pressure, diabetes and a stroke resulting from COVID-19 infection. Meanwhile, the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry has confirmed that 553 new cases of novel coronavirus have been identified yesterday, marking another milestone in the Minuwangoda-Paliagoda COVID-19 cluster. This brings the total number of cases from the Minuwangoda and Paliagoda cluster to 18,491. The total number of confirmed cases of the virus reported in the country thus far as thereby increased to 22,028. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. 2 ministries have come under the purview of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, says the President's Media Division. This has been decided during the ministry portfolio revision carried out yesterday. Accordingly, the Ministry of Defence and the Ministry of Technology have been assigned under the President. A new cabinet minister and a state minister were sworn in before President Rajapaksa yesterday. State Minister Rear Admiral Sarath Weerasekara was sworn in as the Minister of Public Security, while Minister Chamal Rajapaksa took oaths as the State Minister of Defence. Home Affairs and Disaster Management. On Monday, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa issued an extraordinary gazette establishing two new ministries, Ministry of Public Security and Ministry of Technology. Minister of Education Professor GLP says that the decision to conduct the GCE ordinary level examination will be taken within the next 10 days. He was speaking during a media briefing yesterday at the Department of Government Information. Minister Kehli Rambukwella said that the government has taken measures to prevent any interruption to the education of children. Today is the fifth day of the Budget Committee stage debate. Votes on the Ministries of Fisheries, Plantation, Industries and Land and votes of 5 state ministries, including State Ministry of Tea Industry, will be taken up for debate today. And that's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidamahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidamahatmya.
Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will be in Colombo today for a bilateral discussion among India, Sri Lanka and Maldives. The Defence Ministry said Sri Lanka is scheduled to host the 4th National Security Advisor level meeting on maritime security cooperation between India, Maldives and Sri Lanka today and tomorrow in Colombo. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Maldivian Defence Minister Maria Didi are expected to lead senior level delegations to attend the meeting on the invitation of Defence Ministry Secretary General retired Kamal Gunaratne. Delegations from Bangladesh, Mauritius, Seychelles are expected to participate as observers, the Defence Ministry said in a press release yesterday. And that came to you in top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchline, the Education Ministry has called for feedback from teachers on the extent to which the GCE ordinary level syllabus had been covered in classroom for students. Teachers have been requested to provide details on NOV before 30th November by logging in to the Education Ministry official website http://info.moe.gov.lk. Teachers are advised to send an email monitoring or mentioning the name of the teacher, telephone number and the relevant school in the event they are unable to log into the website. And that's Watchlight. And moving on to world news headlines. Huge crowd bid farewell to Diego Maradona as Argentina grieves. Australian troops to be fired over Afghan killings. Chile reopens borders to international visitors. And those are the headlines. Huge crowds of fans have been paying their final respect to the football legend, Diego Maradona, in the Argentina capital Buenos Aires. Thousands filed past the footballer's coffin, weeping, blowing kisses and praying. Later, people lined the streets as his funeral cortege passed by. But there were tense scenes as police tried to control unruly crowds. 3 days of national mourning have begun after the national hero died of a heart attack on Wednesday, aged 60. Australia's Defence Forces have sent notices of likely dismissal to 10 Special Forces soldiers following last week's report on the murder of 39 Afghan civilians and prisoners, and they are suspected of being accessories or witnesses to the killings or of being dishonest in testifying. Chile has reopened its borders to international visitors, ending an 8-month travel ban designed to control the number of coronavirus cases. President Sebastián Pinera said it was part of the step-by-step plan for opening up the country. At the first stage of the process of the borders reopening for the non-resident foreigners, international travelers can fly into the capital, Santiago. And that's world news. And moving on to development news, the iconic new Manning Market Complex in Palliagoda was inaugurated on November 20th by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The complex will house 1,192 shops and is part of the new commercial hub in Palliagoda, bordering Sri Lanka's most populous districts. And that's development news. And in sports, Colombo Kings won the opening match of LPL against Candy Tuskers. Batting first, Candy Tuskers scored 219 for the loss of 3 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. In reply, Colombo Kings tied the score for the loss of 7 wickets at the end of the 20th over. Then a super over was called and Colombo Kings scored 16 runs and Candy Tuskers could manage only 12 runs during the super over. The second match of the LPL will be held today between Jaffna Stallions and Gaul Gladiators. And that's sports news. And in business, the leading European transportation platform, Bolt, announced its entry to the Sri Lankan market with the pilot launch of its service in Colombo on November 25th, with over 2,000 drivers ready to start accepting rides. Bolt pilots it services in South Asia for the first time with the launch of operations in Sri Lanka. And that's business news.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The first half of the 2020 reflected a slim reduction of 2.8% in gross written premium for Sri Lanka's insurance industry. The industry's total recorded premium was 95.16 billion compared to 97.89 billion rupees for the corresponding first half of 2019, according to KPMG's Sri Lanka launched Sri Lanka Insurance Report. And that's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, in the weather report, the Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at few places in Uva and eastern provinces after 2 p.m. today. Light showers will occur in the western and Sabarkama provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thundershowers. And before we wind up this news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, let's look at the main points once again. This government has set up a monitoring mechanism to ensure strict adherence to the ongoing home quarantine process. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll climbs to 99, 553 new cases reported yesterday, increasing the total to 22,028. Ministry of Defence and Technology comes under the purview of President. Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will arrive in Colombo today. The decision to conduct the GCE ordinary level examination will be taken within the next 10 days. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And it's back to Geetanjali to keep you company with the rest of the programs this Friday morning.